that in my belief, energy is everything. Energy is more important than time. It's more important than money. And this is why I promise you the higher ups have figured this out, and they are selling your energy. Okay. They have put us in a position that we truly believe our time is money, but it's not our time. It's our energy. Time doesn't even actually exist. So I want to thank you for investing your energy here with me today. And I want to give you my word that I'm investing my energy to bring you the best that I can, whether this masterclass lasts 10 minutes or 10 hours. We're going to try to stick to 45 minutes, so at max, okay? Might even be able to get through some of it faster depending on some of the questions and stuff like that, okay? So before we get started, I want to ask you a question. Why are you here? Because clarity is so important. Without clarity, it doesn't matter what you do in life. You're going to be driving the car with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake, because you're not going to have that clarity to go full force. When you have that clarity, it's like the horse with blinders coming out of the gate at the races. There's very little friction. There's very little things getting in your way. You are super focused and nobody can take that from you. So I want you to be clear on why is it you're here today. Whether you're catching the replay later or watching me live, this is an important step. I know it sounds like it's not important, but this is one of the most important steps you can take today. All right? So I want you to get a notebook. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It could be a scrap piece of paper, could be on the computer, it could be a nice fancy leather-bound notebook. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But I want you to get a notebook, and I want you to start with your intentions. What are your intentions from this masterclass, and what are your expectations? What do you want to walk away with, and how do you want that to impact your life? Okay, what results do you want to get in out of this class with me today? So on the surface level, I'm sure you're here to learn more about manifesting. You're not here to learn how to knit, right? But there's so much more than that. Beyond that, why? Why do you want to manifest more? Is it because you're burnt out and are just exhausted and you can't keep up? Is it because you want to have a better lifestyle? Is it because you want to have a more peaceful lifestyle? What is it? What is your why behind wanting to learn how to manifest easier and more efficiently? Okay. And then I also want to talk to you about the what. So why? Let's talk about the why first. Be honest with yourself, because no one's cheating here. No one's looking at your paper. What would change for you if you were able to incorporate a more open flow into your life, into your business, and into your relationships, etc.? How would it be different for you than it is right now? And I want you to write that down, okay? You can spend some time on this later if you desire, but it's important that you get clear on this, all right? So the what. What qualifies me to stand here before you and teach or share anything? I'm going to be very honest here. Absolutely fucking nothing. Okay, no one has qualified me, nada. I have 0 certifications, 0 degrees, 0 anything, but I have 100% experience, okay? And everything I teach you, unlike a lot of other gurus out there, is not me regurgitating something that I went to a paid class and learned, and now I'm going to teach you the same thing, but it hasn't even worked. No, that's not who I am. I'm not going to share anything with you that I have not implemented myself and that has not worked myself. And I'm going to even take that a step further. And I'm going to tell you that 95 to 99% of what I know about manifestation has not come from an expert, a guru, a book, a podcast, or any external source. It's come from within. It's come from a direct connection with spirit. And it's come from a direct one-on-one class, okay, of going through the fuckery and being led through it. And now I get to share it with you, all right? So I don't want you to hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that what some of the things that experts and gurus are sharing don't work. Some of them do. Some of them work very well. Some of them work for some and not for others. Some of them don't work at all. It really depends on you, where you're at in your journey, and where you are at energetically, okay? So what I do want to say, though, is a true expert knows that the more they learn about a specific subject, they also learn that there's so much more to learn. They really don't know shit. There's so much more to learn. And they might be further along the path on that particular subject than some others, and have that ability or the desire to share with others. So is it going to work the same for me as it worked for you? No, it's not. No, it's not. Can I tell you do this, and do this, and this is going to be your result? On a surface level, no. On a foundational level, absolutely. And we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. So your results won't be exactly like mine. That may be a good thing. You may be able to get to it quicker than I did. You may be able to get to it easier than I did. You might have to go through less than I did because I went first. But it is your journey, okay? And what I'm here today for is to empower you to take the reins back on your own journey. Get back in the driver's seat. Prepare you with some foundational truths that's going to enable you to find your way on your own journey. Does that make sense? Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? I hope it is. So with all of that being said, I find it really important that I share some highlights of my story. There'd be no way I could sit here and tell you my entire story, because it's still unfolding, number one. And number two, that would take way too much time, and I'm sure you really don't know. Let's cut to the chase. So in November of 2020, I was living outside of the country, kind of involuntarily. We'll just leave it at that. And I was at a local grocery store and I was robbed. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but me being robbed is actually what opened me up to clear the pathway to learn how to manifest. What I recognized is that this was a continuing pattern because Spirit led me directly. Okay, so go to the feelings that you're feeling, because I knew I was way over exaggerating compared to the situation. I mean, the situation was bad enough, but what I felt was way out of alignment. It was way overboard. So why? What was that all about? And Spirit led me to go back to the earliest offense I remembered that aligned with that pattern. And that helped me to identify the blocks that were keeping me stuck and release that pattern and start opening up new pathways, okay? Now, most people going through some bad shit, like, I don't want to say they fall into victim mode, but in a sense they do, and rightfully so in a lot of cases, but that's not going to help you progress forward. So, you know, when you go through shit, just a little side note here, when you go through some fuckery like that, it's okay to feel the disappointment. It's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to feel all that shit that we so much tried to avoid. Those are legit feelings. And when you ignore those, you're just burying everything else underneath the rug. You're just sweeping it under the rug. You're not progressing. You're not expanding. You're not releasing. And you're going to keep getting that same lesson over and over until you explode. All right. Because of that situation, that directly led me into having a breakdown. And I'll never forget, there was a balcony that I had at my apartment when I was out of the country. And it seems like I have balconies everywhere I go, or porches that really bring clarity. But I remember sitting there thinking, what the fuck? Like, literally, what the fuck? What am I going to do? Like, my whole life is just down the drain. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? I had myself paid a fuck ton of money for paid groups to learn how to manifest. I learned how to manifest in the masculine. I learned how to manifest in the feminine. I learned how to... No, none of it worked for me. Can I just say that? None of it worked for me. And I'm not saying that none of it made sense and none of it was valid. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that none of it worked for me. And I was at my wit's end. And I remember like it was yesterday, speaking to Spirit and saying, what am I doing? Tell me what to do. And I was still in the mindset of I had to be doing something. Like, tell me what to do. Tell me what I'm doing wrong that I need to do right. Tell me what I need to do more of. Tell me what I need to do less of. Just tell me something, because I'm going to die here. And I remember hearing the voice, and it was just said one word: stop, stop. And I got so excited. I'm hearing the voice. Okay, now I'm getting ready to hear some good stuff, right? Stop what? The next word blew my mind. Everything. Now, what the fuck do you mean, stop everything? How can I stop everything? I just got done telling you how my whole family's going to die, how we're going to all starve to death. I'm going to watch my kids starve to death. Like, it just didn't even make sense. It didn't make sense. So I gave myself the headspace to have this little fits, because it did. It wanted to protect me. All those little crazy thoughts of, that's never going to work. That doesn't even make sense. All those things. I threw my fits. Let me just be honest with you. I threw my two-year-old temper tantrum. But at the end of it, I noticed there was this little string, invisible string, tied right here. And I felt it tugging me and tugging me. And then I heard my own higher self say, what have you got to lose? You've tried it your way. What have you got to lose? And that was the beginning of everything changing. Because what happened is, for the next 30 days, I literally sat on that balcony doing jack shit. Jack shit. I on purpose did nothing other than when I heard very clear direction from Spirit, not my own mind, not my own panic, not my own craziness, but a direct message from Spirit: go do this real quick. Didn't make sense, but I'd go do it. Okay? Other than that, I sat on that balcony, and most of my spiritual gifts, my psychic gifts, started opening up then. Wasn't even something I was looking for, but that's when it started happening. I'm going to tell you something else magical that happened just in those 30 days. And of course, that journey is still going. In those 30 days, I manifested about $35,000 by sitting on my balcony. Not by hustling more clients, not by working harder, actually by doing less, okay? And that's really what I want to share with you today, is what I've put together of what Spirit had really brought to the table for me that simplified everything. And trust me when I tell you, this girl here, she did her fucking best to complicate it, because that's what we do. We try to overcomplicate things that are simple, because that's how the human brain works. That's how we've been programmed, all the things. So a summary just to date, I've manifested well over $65,000. I've manifested dental work that I needed for decades. I've manifested experiences, a move back to the U.S., all kinds of moves, okay? I think if you follow me at all, you know I just manifested my move back home, and I surprised myself at how fast I did. I'm really surprised myself how fast I did that. I've manifested luxury bathrooms. I have manifested cars that I did not qualify for, apartments and homes that I did not qualify for. I've manifested clients. And that's another thing I want to talk to you about. I have a good friend who is on today. She says she's fine with me sharing her information. So Aaliyah Dawn, she's one of my mentors. She's an amazing woman. She's also what I would consider a good friend. She literally got her ass in alignment today and cut some shit out, because she was kind of going into the doing too much thing. And she knew it was out of alignment, so she cut some shit out. And she literally did not post anything, did not ask for anything, Got 2 new clients today, last minute, I need you today, and picked up an extra, I don't know, like $500 just today out of the clear blue, okay? It can be that fucking easy when you get into alignment, all right? So that being said, congratulations, Aaliyah. That is some kick-ass shit, I'm going to tell you. That is really some kick-ass shit. So let's get into now that you know a little bit more about me, and that's only a little piece of my story. I promise you I manifested so many things I couldn't even keep track. I'm going to have to start writing this shit down. I've helped other people manifest things like unbelievably quick and easy. It does not need to be hard. I'm kind of a little dry today, so bear with me, guys. All right, so the 3 H's. Let's get into this. Let's dig in. What in the fuck are the 3 H's? I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to explain further. So the 3 H's are head, heart, and hand. Okay? And it takes all 3 of these to manifest without friction. The better you get at this, and it is a practice, the more efficient you're going to become, and the easier things are going to become. Don't be too hard on yourself in the beginning. Don't set time limits or unrealistic expectations. But I truly believe that if you follow what I tell you here today, you're going to manifest shit like you've never manifested before in your life. So number 1, the head. You need clarity. You need to make a decision and dial it in, leaving no room for wishy-washy, but enough room for it to show up flexible. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. What is it that you want? Now, I've heard a lot of people talk about, well, you can't manifest money because money's not real and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Shut up. Yes, you can. The trick is you have to be very clear on what it's for, okay? And you have to be very open. And I just said this to a student today. It's not that you can't manifest money, but the intention has to be right behind it. So you have to ask yourself, well, what do I want the money for? Is it for a new car? Okay, so what you really want to do is manifest the new car, whether it comes through the money or it comes through a different source. You really want to manifest a new car. Maybe it's to pay off bills and to become financially freer. That's a thing too. That's what you're manifesting. You're not necessarily manifesting the money, but you're manifesting the thing. So you got to dig a little deeper than just the surface. Well, I want a house, I want a fancy car, I want to work less. No, get super fucking clear. Super fucking clear. Not I want to work less. I don't want to have to work a second job. Simple. I don't want to have to work a job at all. I want to work for myself. Or I only want to work part-time and I want to be home with my kids. It doesn't matter what it is. Make sure that it's in alignment with you. So you always want to be stretching your belief a little, but you don't want to stretch it so far that even there's no way you're going to believe in it, okay? It's going to be a shock to your system if you actually get it. You don't want to do that because you're setting yourself up for failure, all right? So you want to get clear in your head what it is you want, what it is, what is it going to bring for you? What is it going to offer you? So if it's a new car, what is that going to mean for you? Is that going to mean, well, now I can drive my kids to school without worrying about my car breaking down, or now I could get back and forth to work so I can earn without all this fuckery of taking the bus. What is it for you? Get super clear on that, all right? How would this change things for you? Like we just talked about, your intentions today. What is it you want? What is it going to open for you? And how is this going to change things for you? And you also, this is the step where you want to start identifying some of the limiting beliefs, some of the blockages that you may have. And they're going to come up. They're going to come up, I promise you. And you're not going to ever get all of them. You're going to get all of them that you're ready for. And that's it. So this is not a one and done process. But this is about identifying the shit that's been holding you back that you don't recognize or even know is holding you back. And one of my favorite ways of doing that is through a little exercise I'm going to share with you here today. A very brief version. I get so much more in detail in Manifestra. So if you really want that level, that's a program I'm going to be offering very soon. We're going to talk about that at the end of today's masterclass. But I want you to write down what the things that you want. And to me, you can write it in the story form. You know, today was the best day ever because I woke up, and then you write down your perfect day. That shit doesn't work for me. I'll be honest with you. That does not work for me because I always want to add more. Well, I want every day to be different, you know, so that doesn't work for me. What does work for me, and it's important that you align with what works for you, the version that works for you. What works for me is bullet points. This is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. And after you're finished writing all of that list down or that whole story down, then I want you to write, but, ... and then all the reasons you can't have it. Every reason that comes up, and don't just leave it surface level. I want you to keep writing it until you feel empty, because some things are going to come up that you never knew were really in there or never identified, like, oh my God, this is part of the problem, okay? And then start creating truth around that, because you're going to find out these are fucking lies. These are buried lies that either other people have told you or you have told yourself that are so dug down in there that it's knee-jerk reactions, under the surface level beliefs. And this is going to help you identify what they are so you can start saying, you know what, that's not true. That's not true. So one of them that came up for me at the time that I was going through this, you know, I was in a different place spiritually than I'm at now. But one of the mind blocks that came up for me was that it wasn't scriptural to be wealthy, that it was greed. And that's not true. That's not true. And I had to find out how that wasn't true. The love of money is the root of all evil. Now, a lot of people have shortened that into a more fucked up version of the love of money is evil. No, that's not true. The love of money, it's just paper. It's just paper. The love of power and greed over others is that is fuckery. So I went into the scriptures and I literally found a scripture in Ecclesiastics, and I can't quote it word for word, and I should have brought it up on my computer, but I didn't. But it was, wine is for merriment, feast is for celebration, and money is for everything. Now, if you want that exact scripture, I'll be more than happy to send it to you. Just reach out and ask for it. That's besides the point. The point I'm trying to make is it helped me identify that within myself and replace it with an actual truth, okay? You can't eliminate the mind fucks until you can identify them. Once you identify them, then you can prepare yourself with truth to battle them and push them away. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let me see where I'm at here. Give me a second to catch up with myself, okay? Because I kind of went off there. And this is exactly why I like to keep notes. Okay, so, all right, so let it be okay. Yeah, this is another thing that came up for me. I felt, what I discovered about myself doing this exercise was that it felt wrong for me to desire things, because that meant I wasn't grateful for what I had. And if I'm not grateful for what I had, then I was going to lose, right? I was going to lose what I have. There's a time and a place to have gratitude. And I love gratitude. I think it's super important. But I also think that we have to keep in mind there's a fucking balance in everything. And if we get too imbalanced with gratitude, we will feel guilty for wanting more. And that should never be the case. We are here to experience all the things that we want to experience. Not keep ourselves small. not keep ourselves limited, because to want more would just be ungrateful. No, that's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit, okay? So that is the head work. Now, let's get to the heart work. Now that we've clarified how to identify, how to be okay with wanting things, how to create that balance between wants and desires for more, along with gratitude, let's talk about the next step, the heart. The heart. So this is the fun part. That was not the fun part. That was the foundational work. But this gets into be the fun part. This is where you purposefully daydream. Now, I don't care if you want to call it meditating. I don't care if you want to write it out. But I want you to get into the habit of really feeling into it. So we're going to go back to the car situation again. I don't know why that one keeps coming up. Somebody here must want a fucking car or something. So I want you to do something that is actually quite different than what most manifesting coaches teach. Most manifesting coaches will teach you, I want you to visualize yourself receiving that car. I want you to, no, let's bypass that shit. I want you to visualize yourself already having it. So if it's a car, you already have it. It's already parked in your garage and you're getting into it. And your decorations are on the inside and the smells that you want, the air fresheners are there and the seats are exactly feeling and smelling the way you want them. And I want you to feel what it feels like to pack your kids in that car so you could drive them to school, knowing that you brought this in, knowing that you manifested this and you're providing it for the purpose that you wanted it for. And feeling that gear shift in your hand and seeing that backup camera. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. When you feel that happy right here, and you'll know it when you feel it, when you feel that excitement, that, oh yeah, right here, what you have then done is connected the two, okay? So the brain is not you. What you think is not you. That's your brain. You are separate from your body. You are separate from your brain. You are separate from the thoughts. Your mind is a tool that's being given to you for you to utilize. But the problem is we haven't been taught how to utilize it. We've been taught how to bow down to it. We've been taught how to allow it to control us. And what I'm telling you is we need to master our minds. And it's not through this strict course control. No, that's bullshit. But the mind is going to do, its purpose is to bring to you what you desire. And what you desire is usually what you think about all the time. But the fucked up thing is when you think about problems all the time, it's going to bring you more problems. When you have these false beliefs blocking the path, it's just not going to let it in. So when you connect the heart and that emotion to the mix of purposed thinking, holy shit, now your mind knows what to go do. Now your mind knows what to bring in. Oh, she wanted money. She didn't want more bills. She was focused on the bills. I thought she wanted the bills. Your mind don't know the difference. Okay? It's neutral. It's neutral. It's just a tool that's doing what you tell it to do, and you just haven't been taught how to tell it what to do yet. So that's what I'm telling you today, is start learning how to tell your mind what to do by daydreaming, by living the life that you want, even if it's only in here. I'm going to tell you, I've gotten so much stuff that I wanted, so many things, situations, connections, people, all kinds of things, material things, money, just by doing that. All right? So what is the third? Let's see, how are we on time? I don't even know. I don't have a timer. Okay. All right, gotcha. So we're coming close. So the third thing, so you got your head, you got your heart. Now you've got the hand. Now this is where the fuckery usually comes in for somebody. They want to either spend all the time right here, and they've been taught, oh, well, this is feminine energy manifesting. You just feel good and play with yourself all day until all the things you want come to you. Does that work? Yeah, it works. Is it consistent, and can you rely on it? Fuck no. No. Or they've been taught the affirmations, the doing. Not one of these things is going to be consistent and reliable in and of itself on its own. But it's fucking magical when you mix it together. It's a trio that, it's like that three-stranded braid, okay? So the hand. Now that you've done these in order, and your head knows exactly what it is you want, and your heart is in alignment with that, now you get to do intentional actions. So you don't want to do, look at guys, look at it, we have a visitor. Oh, my little shadow, always with me. So now you get to put your hand to things that are going to be productive. And it's not about how much you do. It's about aligned action. You've got very fucking clear in your head. You know in your heart what it's going to be like. All the things are in place. That third key is about aligned action. So most people, out of 100% of the things they do, 80% of those things don't get them anywhere. Don't get them any closer to their goals. They might as well stay in bed and eat some chocolate donuts or something. It's that 20%. And this is where you get to be so aligned and so super clear. Baby, you can't have all the attention. With that 20% that you can cut out the 80% and do what you want with that time. So it's just about putting your hands to what is alignment. So you get to ask yourself, okay, is this an alignment? And Aaliyah, you can definitely testify to this today, and feel free to speak up in the comments. It was an alignment for you to stop. It was an alignment for you to do less. And that opened up the pathway for you to receive more. Does that make sense? Because you're taking aligned action. That action is going to do all the work you need for it to do. And you don't have to worry about the rest. The rest is just fluff anyway. We like to put a lot of fluff in our life. And I've gotten way off track, so I want to go over just a little bit. So I want to make sure I got everything out there for you. But do you have any questions so far? We have the head, the clarity, the understanding of why, and the identification of what's fucking you up already, or currently, I should say, whether known or unknown. And then we have the heart, which is tying that emotion. Emotion is powerful. Don't ever let somebody tell you got to run from certain emotions, because I don't give a fuck what emotion it is. Each and every emotion is powerful as hell when you know what to do with it, okay? Man, it is so powerful. When you got those two together, you got that clarity going, now your hand knows exactly what to do and to not do. That's the key, to not do. Only focus on the things that are aligned. And you got to ask yourself, you know, in the beginning, I got cat hair, I'm sorry guys. In the beginning, you may have to ask yourself more often, is this just me wanting to do something to feel productive, panicking, or is this really aligned with my goal? Okay. Aaliyah says, yes, you are correct. It's not how you are doing it. It's okay. Yeah, exactly. So it gets to be easy, and it doesn't get to be easy just because you struggle to let shit go. Okay. Cause that sounds so good. And I hear so many coaches teach that, but that doesn't make it easy. It gets to be easy because you're fucking clear on what you want, how you're getting it, what it's going to feel like. And now it's just a matter of clearing out those pathways so that it can come to you. I'm going to tell you a little secret. When you walk through your journey here, and let's say you're walking down the street and you see a woman that's carrying a Gucci bag, and you say, oh, I want that bag. You've created it that fast. You've literally manifested it that fast. And then you go down a little further and you see a woman walking around with those, I don't know, some kind of shoes that you like. I'm not a real big shoe person, but some fancy schmancy shoes that you love. Oh, I like those shoes. Boom, like that. You don't know the power you hold. You don't. I'm telling you, you have a lot more power than you think. You have a lot more power than you've been taught. The problem is you're not receiving it because of all these fucking blockages. So these things are swirling around you looking for a way in, and it cannot find a way in. We have all these pathways, but they're blocked by false beliefs, by pride, by all kinds of bullshit. All kinds of bullshit. So I'm telling you, when you do these things, rockets of desire, yeah, when you do these things in order, and you clear out those pathways. So when you start getting rid of those limiting beliefs and mind blockages and false understandings of things, what you're doing is you're opening up the pathway. You're taking the guard away from the door of that pathway, and now shit can come to you. And you're going to be shocked as hell at how fast things can come in. And this is why it seems that some people are able to manifest overnight. I'm going to tell you something. We're all able to manifest overnight. It doesn't take any fucking time to manifest things. Now, sometimes it takes time to get things in place. And sometimes it takes time to get you in order to be able to receive, like clearing out the blockages and stuff like that. But manifesting yourself